I welcome you all. Today we are going to start another topic of biology, that is control and coordination. So who is controlling us? Okay. And how our brain is controlling us, or whether we are controlling our brain, what exactly is happening? Let's discover today. Okay. So first of all, why do we need coordination? Coordination is important because the when you are breathing, when you are blinking, when you're walking, when you're thinking, everything needs to be very precise, and everything is actually in a very precise coordinated manner. Okay, so if you do not have coordination when you're walking, you might lose your balance. Okay, and you might fall. So everything to occur according to a certain plan or in a coordinated manner is why we have a system, that is nervous system. Now nervous system, there are two types of system which helps in coordination. The first one is very fast, that is nervous system. Okay, it happens in milliseconds to seconds. For example, any kind of movement. Okay, suppose if something is coming flying near my eyes, so I'll blink immediately, or I'll just do this, right? How I did it? Because my nervous system is activated and it's responding very accurately and in within few seconds. Okay, then if we talk about endocrine system, so this is a very slow system compared to nervous system, and it regulates growth, metabolism, and long term body functions. Okay, so for example, I'm growing gradually day by day, your height is growing, right? Your cells are dividing, and all those things that are happening in our body, which is not instantly but takes a lot of time, that is being helped by endocrine system. Okay, so these two systems are there. So let's talk about the nervous system. So nervous system is the command center. That means it is going to decide what is going to happen, how you will react to a certain stimulus. What exactly stimulus is, we'll see that. Okay, so it is like a sophisticated internet. You just click 1 second and you will get all the information. So human brain processes information 1,000 times faster than the most advanced computer. Okay, I'll give you a scenario. Your mom said that okay, you come here, I have to talk to you. Or your father said, okay, let's come to my room after you have studied, I have to discuss something. So your mind will start running to all the mischiefs you have done. Okay, all the things, like you stole something and ate it, like some biscuits or cookies, and one day your mom said, ask you to do some task, and till now you haven't done it, like that, right? So that is all those thoughts and everything being processed in your head so fast, okay, that you cannot imagine, more fast than any kind of advanced computer nowadays. Okay, so what happens is, under nervous system, let's see what all those things are there. So there is central nervous system, which consists of your brain part, okay, your brain, and your spinal cord. So brain and spinal cord makes the central, the main nervous system. It is also called as CNS. It helps you controlling the thinking, the memory, and major body functions. Like I have to move my this hand up, I have to think about what I'm going to eat later. Everything is happening with the help of central nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is the network of nerves, these small nerves. Okay, this comes under PNS, that is peripheral. Peripheral means side. Okay, so this is the central, right? It is in the center of the body, and here on the sides you will see nerves. So network of nerves throughout the body carries messages to and fro. So all the message which has been, like for example, you have to quickly respond. You have touched a hot pan, so you have to quickly respond. So nerves will carry that response immediately, and your hand will immediately retract back. Okay, so that happens there. And autonomic nervous system, ANS, this controls the involuntary action. Like for example, your heartbeat, sometimes it increases, sometimes it decreases, right? You are doing something very frightening, you are on a roller coaster ride, your heartbeat will increase. When you are sleeping, when you are doing a meditation, your heartbeat will be in a relaxed state, a little bit relaxed, right? So all this is being controlled by ANS, that is autonomic nervous system. You can't control that. Okay, your breathing, the digestion, automatically sometimes you feel to vomit, that also comes from this system. Okay, now let's discuss one by one. Okay, so before that, let's talk about the brain. So brain is divided into three parts: the forebrain, the front one, right? The midbrain, and the hind. Hind means behind. So The forebrain helps in the thinking, memory, and decision making. So all the thinking you are doing, sometimes, people do like this, that I'm thinking. So they are using their forebrain, right? So they are thinking, right? And then all the memory, which usually think about, you go in past and you think, okay, I have done this, I like this, we had such a good time, right? My friends are so good, once they helped me. So all this is coming from your forebrain. And the decision making, okay, for the tests are upcoming, so I have to start studying now, otherwise I might not score well. So that decision which you have made of studying now has come from forebrain. Okay, let's talk about midbrain now. So what is the function of a midbrain? So it helps in eye movement and reflexes. What is a reflexes? Basically, suppose if something is approaching you and you are reacting immediately, or you are some kind of reaction you are showing, so that comes from midbrain. Okay, your actions. And it controls pupil size and lens focusing. So if you're watching something which is far, or if you're watching something near you, so that is also being controlled by the midbrain. Now hindbrain, it helps in balancing, breathing, and coordination, includes cerebellum and medulla. This forebrain includes cerebrum, and hindbrain includes cerebellum, okay, and medulla. This helps in balancing, okay, your whole posture, your body to be balanced, is decided by hindbrain. And sometimes you might have heard people who drink, they walk in a very strange manner and all, you might have seen in movies and all. So that is because their hindbrain is affected in some way. Okay, we'll go in depth when we study about those things. Okay, it's very, like, these topics are very interesting. So what happens is, it is affected, and during that period of time they are unable to balance their whole body. Okay, so breathing also is controlled here in the hindbrain, and all the coordination. So, and our brain is protected by skull. Okay, and there is also, between your skull and your brain, there is cerebrospinal fluid is there, which helps you cushioning the brain. Okay, so liquid will help you, or fluid will help you, your brain not to be easily affected by a shock. Suppose if you hit something, somebody does that, so it will not be easily damaged. Right, then comes the spinal cord. So spinal cord is like that, the main corridor, you can say. And these are like the classrooms, different, right? So to reach to different classroom or different spaces, you have to pass through, the information has to pass through the spinal cord. So spinal cord acts as a main communication cable. Okay, and it controls the reflex action. What exactly reflex action is? Again, I'll tell you, like in short, I'll tell now that it is something which, we quickly react to it. Okay, something is approaching, my eyes closed itself. Okay, without me even knowing, without me even like deciding that, okay, I'm not deciding that I should close my eyes, something is approaching my eyes, nothing happened. I just closed my eyes because something was coming near that, and it can affect me. Now this transmits sensory information from the brain. So all the brain information is being transported through this only, carries motor commands, that what kind of movement your muscles are going to make. Should we run? Should we sit? Should we, do dumbbells? All is being, transferred through this only, and they carry the, muscle information. Should a muscle be moved or not? And protected by 33 vertebrae. So these vertebrae are like bones like this, and they protect the spinal cord. Spinal cord inside like a rod. Okay, so spinal injuries can be very serious because they carry a lot of information from the brain, and it reaches the nerves. So sometimes it can interrupt the communication path in a way that people won't be able to move their hands or legs, because the spinal cord injury has affected their whole communication system from the brain. Okay, now the basic unit here is neuron. So if I draw a neuron, so a neuron looks like this. Okay, so it looks like this. 1 second. Okay, so here there are branches which receive different kinds of signals. Okay, and these are called as dendrites. I'm not writing the whole thing. Okay, and this part is called as the whole body, cell body, you can say cell body. This is called as dendrites. Let me write it only. Okay, this is the nucleus here. Then there is axon, and here the synapse which connects the next neuron. So one neuron will be here, right? And after that, another neuron will be connected through the synapse. So dendrites receives the signal, okay, then it processes through the cell body, axon, and transmit it to the end, that is synapse. Okay. Now, okay, so reflex action, which I was, talking, this is the emergency response. Here, your, signal is not going to your brain. It is a very quick response. So what happens? Stimulus is detected. Okay, so suppose I'm touching a hot pan. I did not, know that it is hot, very, very hot. So I have touched that pan, and my sensory receptors here, okay, sense organ, the skin is also a sense organ, right? So it will, detect the danger, and signal will be transmitted through the neurons, different neurons, to the spinal cord. Now, spinal cord itself will process everything and send a quick response to remove my hand. And my motor nerves, my muscular nerves will act, right? And it will help me, move my hand quickly. So muscles will be told by the neurons to move my hand quickly. So the information did not reach your head. You have not to think that, oh my God, this pan is so hot, I should remove my hand. Yeah, I should do it right now. No, you immediately, like, you touched it, you removed it within few seconds. How many seconds? Around 50 milliseconds. That is faster than, you blink. So if I'm blinking like now, and after some time now, so that it also takes a lot of time, right? Maybe a few seconds or half a second, but this takes 50 milliseconds. You can imagine, breaking down seconds into milliseconds, and then 50 milliseconds only it takes, right? So yeah, then sense organs, we know already. Okay, you don't have to again and again go through this. So there are eyes for, light and color and different kind of movement, ear for sound, and also for balance. The nose is there to smell sort of chemicals, right? Tongue is there to sweet, taste anything which is sweet, salty. Umami, new flavor has been discovered, umami, which has a, meaty or savory flavor, like noodles and all, where they use ajinomoto, which is not a good thing. So you should make sure you're not eating ajinomoto in your, Chinese food and all takeouts, because what happens that it will cause a lot of, problems, hormonal imbalance in your body, and also causes ultimately cancer as well. So yeah, avoid such things. Then skin is also there. So this is all about it. Okay, then example you can see later. Now, let's talk about what we have learned. So we talked about the nervous system. We talked about endocrine system earlier, like what exactly it is. We haven't discussed it in depth. We'll do it later in next session. Then we talked about central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomic nervous system. We also talked how, the structure of a neuron is. Neuron is the, you can say, the basic structural functional unit of a nervous system, you can say, okay, and how reflexes work. Okay, so you can, if you want to book a session, you can do that on my Urban Pro profile. And I hope you learned something new today. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.